guys, what's going on out there? Tyler here with you today to bring you another video. And today I'm going to do something that I've been talking to you guys about for a few videos now, and that is I'm going to show you my car. My car is a 2015 Mustang GT, and I absolutely love the car. And basically we're just going to take a look at it. I'm going to show you what all I've done to it. We're going to talk about it a little bit, and we'll show some footage of the car, and we're going to go from there. So without further ado, here's the car. Alright guys, well here we are, and as you can see behind me, here is my car. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to kind of walk around the car a little bit, and we're just going to talk about the car. So as I said before, it is a 2015 Mustang GT. I picked this car up in July of 2015. So I've had the car for a little over 2 years now. As I said earlier, I absolutely love this car. It is without a doubt the most fun car that I've ever had, that is great at being a daily car if it wanted to be. And what I mean by that is, usually when you start modifying cars heavily, especially when you start doing power adders and things, cars typically lose what I would call drivability. That could be, you know, the way the car runs. Maybe it's not quite as smooth as it used to be. Maybe it has a little bit of surging. Maybe it has, you know, some idle issues or whatever. Well, this car is absolutely amazing when it comes to that. This car is supercharged. Probably makes, definitely at the crank, over 700. I would say high sixes, maybe at the wheels, probably the way it sits right now. Definitely in cooler weather, it definitely makes more power, but the car drives absolutely stock in just about every way, and that is incredible for a car to have that kind of power and drive stock. And while we're talking about the power, let's talk about how easy it is to make power with these cars. This car is stock motor, stock transmission, even the stock clutch right now, stock rear end, and a blower. And the car makes, like I said, the power that it makes with just a supercharger. So yeah, pretty awesome. This car is a factory performance pack car. You probably can't tell that by now because I have swapped out the wheels, but it was a performance pack, or is a performance pack. It is also a 401A package car, so it's premium. The only things I do not have are the backup sensors and the lane sensing side sensors. I just didn't, there was only a few of the competition orange cars left when I was looking for one in the whole eastern coast of the country, and this one came from West Virginia, and so I wasn't super picky about that kind of stuff. The main thing was I wanted comp orange in the performance pack, premium with the 401 Alpha. So that's what this car is. So since we were talking about the car being supercharged, here is the my favorite, of course, mod on the car. This is the Whipple Stage 2 kit. It is a 2.9 liter positive displacement supercharger. Which is quite funny because the displacement of the supercharger on this car is bigger than most of your import cars. I find that quite comical. But as I said, this is probably making 12 pounds of boost right now, and I've got the 3.625 pulley on it, and the car should be making upper 600s at the wheels, definitely over 700 at the crank, out of a factory stock 5-liter Coyote engine. I've got the Whipple tune on the car. It's a complete kit from Whipple, and as you can see, it's just a clean, good looking kit. I mean, the car literally looks like it could be, you know, it could have been factory this way. It could have come off the showroom this way. On top of the supercharger, I've got a UPR catch can setup, as you can see right there, and that is what is taking any oil residue from the valve cover area, and it catches all the oil residue and puts it in a can before it puts the oil into the blower, which you definitely don't want. On the driver's side, you can see that there's also another can there. This one doesn't retain the oil, it just collects any oil vapor or anything in the cap and doesn't let it get into the blower system. So it's kind of a self-contained system. A lot of your kits on the market don't even have a driver's side option like that. So that was another pro to the UPR setup. And then you can see that I've swapped out the stock overflow coolant tank, which in my opinion is one of the ugliest things on the car, for this Mishimoto good looking clean tank. So yeah, overall just killer setup. Ford did an amazing job with this car. I mean, for what it is the best, I would say the best bang for your buck on the market. Okay, so now that I've talked to you a little bit about the power of the car and the supercharger that's on the car, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the suspension on the car. So this car does actually have quite a bit of suspension work done to it. I've done just about every option that BMR makes for these cars. I have the full rear end kit that is supposed to help with wheel hop, and it does. That includes new bearings in the control arms. That includes the BMR end links, the tow rods that are adjustable, which is nice for adjusting your rear end if you need to get adjustment to get it into a line or whatever. I also have their performance springs on the car. And as you can see, with the Whipple on the front, there's a little bit of extra weight, so I've actually swapped out the front springs. You can see in one of my other videos with the BMR performance springs, their minimum drop option. And what that did was it just raised up the front just a touch because of the extra weight with the Whipple. And I feel like it is a much better look than it was before that. It was just a little bit too low in the front, and I think it looks much better aesthetically now. But yeah, the BMR stuff definitely helped with the wheel hop. When the car was stock, it wheel hopped like crazy. Put that stuff on, and then the tires also helped a lot. The stock Pirellis on these cars are not very good, especially for trying to launch or drag race the car. It is an independent rear, so the stock Pirellis are not good. So right now, I guess we can talk about the tires and the wheels a little bit. Right now I've got the MRR M600 wheels on the car. They are a very good looking wheel. I pre-ordered them last November, and I got them back in the spring sometime, and they are wrapped in on the front. I've got a 285 3519 Mickey Thompson Street Comp, and then on the rear I've got a 325 3019 in a Mickey Thompson ET Street drag radial. And while the drag radials do not last very long on the road, because I do drive this car on the road in nice weather, they do hook well. So even with the car making the power it makes, I have not had any traction problems with these tires. With the stock Pirellis, however, that was another story. I had nothing but traction problems. The car would literally spin the tires on the freeway at 50-60 miles an hour in third gear with the Pirelli tires on it. They were fairly bald towards the end, so that probably had a lot to do with it, but they just were not good for that kind of driving on the car. All right, guys, and so lastly, but definitely not least, what we're going to talk about on the car is the cosmetics. The car looks great from the factory, but there are a few things that you can do on these cars to improve the look of them a little bit. Number one being obviously the wheels, in my opinion. While the stock wheels are a great looking wheel, for me, they were glossy. I didn't like the glossy look on the black wheel. And then for two, they were really hard to clean. And they're very heavy. They're a very heavy wheel. The performance pack wheels are. And plus, I wanted a little bit more width. The stock width on the performance pack wheels on the S550 is only 9.5 inches. So to be able to put a lot of rubber on the rim is it's a little bit challenging, and you're going to have some bulge. So I went ahead and went with these, which I did not mention before, but they are 19 by 11 in the rear and a 19 by 10 in the front for the rims. So we're going to get into the cosmetics now, and one of the things we're going to talk about is the tinting of your lenses. And this car is the entire treatment from Anchor Room Vinyl. Their website is anchor-room.com, and basically the vinyl tinting on the lenses just gives the car a much meaner look. It makes all the lenses darker. They still look great at night. They still have plenty of light. You don't have to worry about any issues with people being able to see you or anything like that, but they just give the car a much meaner look. You can see the rear lamps there, the quarter lights down there at the bottom are all tinted, all by Anchor Room. The flag graphic I have on the side of the car, that was done by Anchor Room. Absolutely amazing job. The car looks amazing, and I get so many compliments on the car because of the flag on the side. Up in the front here, you can see on the side of the headlight assembly, there is a dark tinted piece there that kind of covers the amber corner marker. This is all Anchor Room. And as I said, if you guys could see what the car looked like before, maybe if I can find some pictures, I'll put them in this video so you can see the before and after. The corner lights here in the front are tinted. Just gives the car a much meaner overall look. Oh, and also for cosmetics, you can't forget my pony in there. Thought that was pretty cool, so I picked that up. They call that the Stanginator pony. Kind of looks like the Terminator a little bit on the horse. So yeah, so if you guys are interested in the lenses or anything else, I mean, Anchor Room does all kinds of vinyl treatments to pretty much every performance sports car on the market, domestics. Give them an email, shoot them a phone call, a message. They will definitely be able to help you out. Just one more thing I did want to touch on, guys, and I kind of forgot to talk about it earlier, is on these cars, for whatever reason, Ford in their infinite wisdom, they do not include hood struts. When the car comes from the factory, it has got a hood prop, which I despise. I do not understand why Ford, I mean, these cars are not cheap, you know, anymore. They're semi-expensive now, and Ford still refuses to put hood props on the car. So luckily you can pick up hood props from a bunch of different people. Anchor Room, the company I mentioned before, they actually have them. But you can, they're very easy to install. You put these hood struts on the hood, and it gives you the ability to get rid of the hood strut, or the hood prop, sorry. So yeah, it's just a good looking hood strut. Holds your hood up, you don't have to worry about it falling on you if you knock out the hood prop from under the hood, which I have done in the past. And let me tell you, it's not very fun to have your hood fall on your head. So yeah, if you're interested, definitely pick up a set of hood struts. Well guys, I really hope you're enjoying the video so far, showcasing my 2015 Mustang. What we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and throw in a few pictures and some clips of the car. I'm going to try to get some drive-by footage and stuff of the car, and we're going to throw those in the video and see how it goes.